The following is a non-profit Fandub. Lost Alice belongs to the Shall We Date series, which is owned by NTT Solmare. Please support the official release on Dear Otome. We hope you enjoy.
I felt like he just wanted to see how I would react.
Kyle, you just won't give up, will you?
Luke must have noticed we were bickering because he came back. His expression was a mix between disgust and anger as he grabbed Kyle's hand.
Let's go, Kyle.
Alright, I'm coming, so you don't need to pull so hard.
Kyle smiled wryly and waved to me as he exited the room. And then... today is gonna be another busy day. It was still morning, but I was already exhausted and let out a long sigh. When I entered the comfy room after changing my clothes, Kyle and Luke were still at each other. May I ask you something? I addressed the two in an attempt to alleviate the tension. Just now, a pillow flew on its own and transformed into a frog, didn't it? What was that? It looked like magic to me. They regarded each other, and Luke was the first to speak.
You're right. Regardless of the circumstances, I apologize for causing a scene in the sweet dream room.
I'm not looking for an apology.
Right, you're jealous because we left you and were engaged in a friendly banter.
That's definitely not it. You're just saying that on purpose, aren't you, Kyle? I glare at Kyle as he laughs mockingly and repeat my question. What I want to know right now is how you two were able to do those mysterious things.
You're right that magic is mysterious, but it's not as special as you might think. You can do it too, Amelie.
What? I can't do that. It wasn't possible. The very fact that not everybody could do it so easily was what made it magic, right?
Have you forgotten? In Wonderland, anybody can use magic. If you don't remember, I'll teach you. It's not that hard. Trust me.
I think I'll have a hard time trusting you, Kyle.
Then using magic will be infinitely easier than trusting me. Here, give me your hand. Let's give it a try.
All right. Okay, I can do this. That's why it's magic. Prompted by Kyle, I hold my hands out in front of me. Was this how it was done? Hi-ya! I tried casting a spell, putting all my effort into it. Suddenly... Whoa! Countless butterflies of light emerged from my outstretched hands, shimmering brilliantly as they flew around the room.
That's a beautiful spell. See, you're a natural, Amelie. It's mesmerizing. You have an innate talent.
Do you really think so? Kyle smiled softly as he watched the fluttering butterflies and complimented me on my magic skills. For some reason, Luke remained quiet, his expression filled with displeasure. What's wrong, Luke? Didn't you like my spell?
It's not that.
Luke seemed to hesitate before continuing to speak.
I just feel that there's no reason for you to use magic, Amelie.
Luke looked uncomfortable as he avoided eye contact. Is that so? I don't really understand, but if I'm capable of using magic, I'd like to. It would be a shame to let something so wonderful go to waste. For example, I could make something appear whenever I wanted it to, or I could alter the form of something. I could do things like Kyle did just now. The thought of it was so exciting! However, Luke didn't seem to share my enthusiasm. Instead, he looked troubled and fell silent. Meanwhile, Kyle spoke cheerfully.
If you want, I'll teach you everything you need to know. Why don't we practice together every day? I bet you could even learn how to use the extremely difficult teleportation spell.
Really?
Yeah, you're very talented. Those butterflies are beautiful.
Thanks, Kyle. It's nice to receive compliments, even if it was from Kyle. That was why I was a bit flustered. I felt caught off guard. Kyle blinked in surprise as I smiled shyly. His smile widened, and he continued to speak.
I'm overjoyed to have you smile at me.
That's a surprise. I was sure you preferred being scowled at, Kyle.
You would be mistaken, my Alice.
My response was meant to be somewhat sarcastic, but Kyle just smiled and let it slide.
I'm the type that actually likes being a little naughty to the girl I like. Because I want to know everything about her. Experience her every reaction. Of course, I have nothing against your cold, contemptuous glares.
And I discover yet another thing about Kyle. Kyle was probably a very difficult man. I let out a soft sigh and said, "Why don't you be as mean as you like? I'm not easily intimidated." Kyle's eyes widened in surprise at my bold statement. But I gave a little smile and spoke imperiously. "I'll have you know you won't always get your own way. Especially if you insist on behaving in a way that is unfit for a lady. I'll have to kick you again like I did earlier." I delivered my warning with a smile, which was returned by Kyle.
I welcome the challenge, Amelie.
His smile was full of unwavering self-confidence. There appeared to be no end in sight to this clash between me and Kyle, such a difficult man. I better not let my guard down. If I do, I'm liable to be drawn into his pace. Just then, there was a knock at the door.
The door's open. Feel free to come in.
At Kyle's words, who appeared in the comfy room was...
Forgive me for intruding, Cheshire Cat.
In came a fluffy and furry rabbit. His fur looked so soft, and he had beady red eyes. He looked so cute as he hopped inside. His ears stood straight up as soon as he noticed me.
Aha! There you are, Alice!
In his haste, he almost tripped over something, but he managed to make his way over and stop in front of me.
You are Alice, aren't you? I'm Al, the White Rabbit.
The White Rabbit, Al, looked up at me with his wide eyes.
I'm here on behalf of the Queen of Hearts. She's asked me to summon you, Alice.
The Queen of Hearts? I repeated him in confusion upon hearing the unfamiliar name. What does the Queen want with me?
I don't know the reason. I didn't ask. But it is my duty to summon you, Alice.
Al looked smug as he puffed out his chest. He was adorable.
Anyway, Alice, the Queen's orders are absolute. You must come with me right away.
He followed his words by hopping forward in a hurry.
Now is no time to be presenting a preview of what's to come, but I suppose I have no choice. Sid managed to do his duty. Apparently the Queen of Hearts has summoned Alice, but what could she possibly want? The next page should shed some light on that.
Oh!
What's wrong, Al?
Come to think of it, the Queen asked me to bring the Cheshire Cat along with you, Alice.
Is that so?
Kyle seemed surprised as he narrowed his eyes. Why does Kyle have to come? The card soldiers protecting the castle, every last one of them, were focusing their eyes on Kyle. They didn't speak, nor did they try to block our path. Kyle, did you do something? They all seem wary of you.
Is this long enough for a preview? I don't really know.
No, it's too short.
Sid, were you watching?
Of course not. Why would I want to watch while you're standing there talking to yourself with a straight face, Luke? Relax. Nobody's watching you.
Be quiet.